Good morning, students. This is our second link, the second chapter for literary devices. I am Dr. Nandita Jain, Associate Professor in English Literature at Government College, Sanganer. I will be starting with the literary devices and the figures of speech. We had already done simile, metaphor, personification, and now we will be doing apostrophe, transferred epithet, onomatopoeia, alliteration, and repetition. So let me start with apostrophe. What is an apostrophe? Apostrophe is a direct address to any dead or any object or any person to whom the poet wants to address with deep emotions. Let me read out what I have written for you. The definition: apostrophe is a direct address to the dead, to the absent, or to a personified object or idea. Now we know exactly what is a personified object. Personified object, as I have already stated, is any object which is given human qualities and is seen as a human being, though it may be an inanimate object, that is, a non-living object. This figure of speech is a special form of personification. I have taken out the examples. For example, "O wild west wind." So the poet is addressing to whom? The wild west wind. West wind is not a human being, but here poet Percy Bysshe Shelley, in his ode to the west wind, addresses to the west wind, "Thou breath of autumn's being." Again, as I have said, it is a personification, and the poet sees the wind as a human being. "Thou breath of autumn's being." You are. You means the west wind. You are the breath of autumn's being. You are the saving, the sustenance of autumn. Then we have, "O mighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low?" So Caesar is addressed here. Caesar is Julius Caesar here, and we have the sign of exclamation. Then third, "O death, be not proud." Death is again addressed directly as if death is a human being. So death is personified here. That is why we say many of the figures of speech, that is, many of the apostrophe, are personifications. There is another example: "Break, break, break, oh the cold grey stones, O sea." So sea is addressed here directly, and Tennyson, in his poem "Break, break, break," considers sea as a human being. This is your apostrophe. Next one is transferred epithet. The transferred epithet sounds very big, sounds very high sounding, but once you understand the meaning, it's very simple. Epithet actually means an adjective. So if you transfer the adjective from the subject to an object, it is called a transferred epithet. Let's do it. Let's understand. Epithet means an adjective. Transferred epithet is used when the epithet is transferred from one noun, which is the subject, to another noun, which is the object. Example: "He passed a sleepless night." Sleepless night. The night was not sleepless, but the person, he was sleepless. That means the subject was he. Who was sleepless? He was sleepless. And object is night. Though night is the noun, but the object is night. And here this sleepless adjective has been passed from the subject he to the object night. That is why sleepless night. Second example, the ploughman homeward plods his weary way. Now, the way is not weary. Actually, who is weary? The ploughman is weary. The subject is the ploughman and object is the way. So, the weary ploughman, instead of saying that, the poet transfers the weary to way. And here it becomes weary way. So, this is the transferred epithet. The way is not weary, but the ploughman is weary. In the first case, sleepless night, and in the second case, we have the weary way. Both night and way are personified, thus, they are personifications too. Now, how they are personified? Weary way and sleepless night. It is seen as if night is a human being and night cannot sleep. So it is sleepless night. And weary way as if the way has become tired and very, very tired and it is weary. So this is personification as well. Same. To be precise, a transferred epithet transfers a description, that is adjective to object. This I have told you, from the subject to the object. She lay upon her pensive bed. Pensive is sad. Now how can a bed matlab palang, how can a bed be pensive? Pensive means sad. Sad must have been the subject. Here the epithet pensive is transferred from its subject she to the object bed. And many transferred epithets are personifications. Here again pensive bed. Bed has become sad. Bed has been given living qualities. We are seeing the bed as if it is a human being. So this makes poetry very beautiful. Your transferred epithet is over. The next one is onomatopoeia. It is a very high sounding word, but when you will understand, you will enjoy reading it. And even as we do the poems line by line, you will be able to point out very easily that this is onomatopoeia. Now this is a figure of speech in which sound suggests sense through words. Now how do you suggest sound through words? The words which actually suggest sound are called onomatopoeic words. Onomatopoeia is the process of creating the word that phonetically imitates, resembles or suggests the sound that is described. Now common sound words include the animal noises, how we teach the small children, like horses neigh. The word neigh is creating the sound by the horse. Cats mew. So mew sound is the sound by the cat. Dogs bark. Lion roars. Snake hisses. Bees murmur. Duck quacks. So these are the sound words which generate the sound effect, and so these are called onomatopoeic words. The sound of a clock may be expressed as tick tock, tick tock. So it is an onomatopoeic word. The breaking of things and the sound can be expressed as bang, crush, crash, clump, bump, bubble, pop, moan, hum, etc. I have taken out various examples from Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard. So that will be very, very convenient for you when we read Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard. We have swallow twittering, droning flight, pealing anthem. I will take the stanza especially, where you can find out many of the onomatopoeic words. There is one stanza, yes, the breezy call of incense breathing morn, the swallow twittering from the straw-built shed, the cock's shrill clarion, or the echoing horn, no more shall rouse them from their lowly bed. So here first we say the breezy call of incense breathing morn. That means the morning, which is full of sweet smell, is calling. The breeze is calling, making a call. The noise of the breeze is calling the people to get up. The swallow twittering. What are swallows? Swallows are birds, and the sound that they are making is twittering. So this is a clear-cut example of onomatopoeia. From the straw-built shed, then the cock's shrill clarion, the shrill sound of the cock, that is the loud sound of the cock, is like a clarion call in the morning to get up. It is a call for the morning risers to get up. And then you have or the echoing horn. Echoing horn is the sound of the trumpet, the horn by the huntsman. No more shall rouse them from their lowly bed. So these are some of the sounds that I read from elegy written in a country churchyard. Then we have the droning sound. The droning sound is the droning flight of the beetle. The beetle is making, when the beetle is flying, it is making a sound of a drone as if it is in a flight. The pealing anthem. Now what is pealing? Pealing means the bells are pealing with loud noise. The brook that babbles by. Brook किसको कहते हैं? झरना. The brook that babbles by. The sound of the water which goes in the brook is babbling. The curfew tolls the knell. Tolls the knell means the tolling sound. Curfew is the time in the evening when the bells clearly remark that the day is going to end. And the word toll comes from the bell sounds that the day is going to end. So the tolls is the sound of the bell. The lowing herd. What is lowing? When the cattle is going back and it is making a low sound. Rambhana जिसको कहते हैं. Then drowsy tinklings. Drowsy means when you are drowsy, when you feel like sleeping. So when the cattle is again going back to their folds, the bells in their neck are tinkling, making a tinkling sound. And drowsy word shows that they are falling asleep. The cock's shrill clarion, this I have already told you. The echoing horn I have told you. The applause of listening senates. Applause means the loud sound of clapping of listening senates. Clapping is another sound which is created by clapping. So it is called applause. So these various sounds in the poem create a very beautiful effect in the poem. These are so many examples of onomatopoeic sound words from Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard. Next, alliteration. What is alliteration? Alliteration is a literary device in which a series of words begin with same consonant vyanjan sounds. This consists in the repetition of the same letter or the syllable at the beginning of the two or more words. This device is used to emphasize something important that a writer or speaker wishes to express. Example, the fair breeze blew, the white foam flew, the furrow followed free. So the F sound gives the impression of the wind blowing. Fair, foam flew, the furrow followed free. So it gives us the impression that the wind is blowing. Then examples of alliteration in Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard are weary way, solemn stillness, the moping out to the moon complain, here MM. Then the swallow twittering from the straw built shed, the blazing heart shall burn, BB. Happy some hoary headed swain may say, the ploughman plods and living liar. So the repeating of the first consonant sounds gives a very beautiful effect and wants to emphasize the meaning of what the poet wants to convey to his readers. Last is repetition. Repetition is a literary device in which a word or phrase is repeated 2 or more times. Now alliteration was the consonant sound of the first letter and repetition is the repeated sound of words or phrases. This device serves to emphasize the meaning and also to increase the musical effect of a poem. Example, the woods decay and fall. And we also have Tennyson's poem, break, 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 oh sound of the sea. Something like that, oh shore. But break, break, break is here the repetition. So I hope students, you will read all these figures of speech which are going to be very useful for you even in all the 3 classes, the first year, second year and the third year. And the moment you understand them, you will be able to understand the poetry in a very easy manner. Thank you.